In this video, I want to show you 5 hot marketing tips to help you grow your chiropractic practice. Let's do this. Hey guys, Yuri Elkaim here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. And if you're a chiropractor watching this, you probably want to grow your practice, you want to get more patients, get the word out, share your awesomeness, and that's amazing because you should, because you are amazing at what you do. People need your help, and I want to help you do that better. 5 tips I want to share with you right here, right now, okay, to do so. Number 1 is, and this is the umbrella of everything I'm about to share with you, is you need to master your marketing. A lot of practitioners, and we've helped thousands over the past number of years, simply want to treat their patients, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the challenge with that is that a lot of the most, other than treating patients, the most important aspects of the business, like marketing, get delegated and outsourced to agencies or people who don't know what they're doing. And I don't know if you've ever fallen into that position where you're like, man, like, why am I not getting the results? Why is this person not producing the results? And the reality is that you just have to take ownership and responsibility for everything in your business. Now, I'm not saying you have to do everything in your business, but marketing is, I believe, the primary function as the leader of your business is communication. It's communication with your patients, with the community, with your team. And communication also is known as marketing, because marketing is everything you say, type, or do, the message you put out into the world. You can't delegate that. You can't expect someone else to get in your head and share your belief system. And it's one of the biggest downfalls I have personally witnessed, like absolutely handcuff, and in some cases put out of business many practitioners. I see this, it's like, listen, I just want to do my thing, or I've got a new book coming out and I'm going to hand off all of the marketing to someone else. And every single time it just falls apart. And that's because no one cares about your business as much as you do. So I understand that the challenge here is that this wasn't stuff that we were taught in school. The good news as a chiropractor though, and this is why I love working with chiropractors, is because you've from day one had to go out and hunt for your own food. Metaphorically speaking, you're not a medical doctor where everyone just kind of like comes into the clinic like it's not all inbound. And yes, there's word of mouth, yes, there's foot traffic and so forth, but chiropractors generally are more entrepreneurial, generally are willing to take the reins of their business and their marketing, which makes it really fun to help them grow their practice. So number 1 is you have to master your marketing. It is not something you can just hand off to someone else. It is too critical a part of your business. Second thing is, I'm going to touch on this that I've drawn here, is specialize. And I want to share an example with you about why this is so important. A number of years ago, I was a guest on the Dr. Oz show. I was there promoting my New York Times best-selling book. And I don't know when exactly I came across this or when I was thinking about this, but Dr. Oz, before he became who he is now, was a medical doctor, right? So he started at the bottom, and I call this the pyramid of influence. So at the bottom, we have a generalist. And a generalist is what everyone becomes when they become a DC or an MD. Like you leave medical school, you're a generalist, right? The challenge here is I call this the death zone, because everyone starts to commoditize you. Oh, you're just another chiropractor. So is everyone else. And this is a very, very dangerous land to live in. And it's also why generalists, if we think of medical doctors, do not make as much as specialists. So let's go back to Dr. Oz for a second. So Dr. Oz was a medical doctor. Then he became a cardiac surgeon. So he specialized in the heart and heart surgery. So from a pay scale, he went up in ranks, just like you would if you went into sport chiropractic as opposed to just chiropractic, right? Now this, I'm going to call this the minimum, like this line here, you've got to cross. If you want to survive in business and if you want to do very well in business, not just survive, if you want to really do well, you have got to climb this pyramid. And it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. But here's the thing is the higher up you go here, the more money you will make, the easier you will find it to get CVR, which is conversion rates, basically more people saying yes to you. Because what happens here is as you scale this pyramid of this mountain, there's more trust built, there's more celebrity factor, there's more authority. So the next level above specialist is authority. So what happened in Dr. Oz's case is he was a specialist, right? Cardiac surgeon. His wife was a producer on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and that's how that introduction was made. So then he started making guest appearances on Oprah. Now he's an authority, right? Oh, this is like the guy that Oprah, refers to as America's doctor. And then lo and behold, he has his own show, right? So he has his own show now for a number of years, and they're producing content 5 days a week, every single week of the year. And now he has turned into a celebrity, right? He has his own magazine, he has his own show, everyone knows who he is. And here's the thing to think about is when you reach the pinnacle of this pyramid, when you hold a bottle of raspberry ketones, guess what happens? Amazon goes out of business, right? With respect to that product SKU. Health food stores completely empty their shelves because everyone's buying the thing the celebrity is telling them to go buy. Why do colognes or perfumes or pretty much any brand pay celebrities to endorse their products? Because of this, right? There's an affinity. We believe that people that are celebrities, there's just more credibility or social proof that they're the real deal. I don't know. But there's this weird human phenomenon that as we climb this ladder, the more influential we become. And the more influential we become, the easier it is for people to say yes to anything it is you want them to do. Obviously, in our case, it's in their best interest. We're not selling cocaine and stuff like that, right? So the reason I'm sharing this with you here is that at the very minimum, you need to specialize. You have to play in the specialist field. Like if you get to a celebrity over time, that's amazing. But you can't stay a generalist. And I'll tell you why. From a marketing perspective, right? We talked about this, hopefully it makes sense. But here's the other thing. I'm gonna lead into my third point and I'm gonna touch upon this. The third most important tip when it comes to your marketing is you have to make it all about them. I cannot tell you how many websites I have come across and almost sight unseen, I can tell that practitioner that their website needs help. And I haven't even seen the website. And when I do, it confirms my suspicion. Because most websites, number one, are not clear. I'm like, what do you do? Great, you're a chiropractor, so is everyone else. What specifically can you do for me? And so your marketing needs to be all about them. But if them is everyone, then how can you clarify your message? You can't. That's why you need to specialize. Now, here's the thing is you're thinking, or what most people think is, hold on. There's a pie of a lot of people and you're telling me to specialize, which means I'm only going to go after this segment of people. What about all these people? I'm going to alienate them. Exactly. You're going to turn them away if you so choose. You don't have to. I mean, if they walk in and you can help them, that's your choice. But when you proactively market, you cannot have a succinct message if your message is everyone. When you try to help everyone, you end up speaking to no one. So when you specialize, going back to our second tip, it's so important because it leads to the thing we're talking about now is making it all about them. Your website, your message, your marketing, everything you do is not about, hey, I'm so cool. I went to school for this many years. I have all these degrees. Like, who cares? No one cares about that. You're good at what you do. Awesome. Put the credentials and stuff on the About Us page, not on your homepage. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this. Like, hey, I'm a doctor. I'm cool. You should come work with us or come into our clinic for help. Again, and it's not just in this profession. It's in pretty much every business. So specialize, right? Tell the market who you help and how you help them. Does that make sense? Hey, welcome to whatever. We specialize in helping athletes perform better, or we help we help baby boomers reduce back pain. Like whatever your specialty is, make it specific. And now when they see the message, wherever it is, whether it's on Facebook, social media, your website, a postcard, anywhere, they're going to think to themselves, this clinic, this is for me. Because all those other clinics, they're just general. And we all want. Like, here's the acid test. Everyone wants something that is specific to them. Because we all think we're a special snowflake, right? And yes, although the approach to many conditions might be the same, as soon as you start to say, we only serve these people, you're going to start to attract them. I'm telling you. Like Healthpreneur, we only work with health professionals, specifically practice owners. So if that's not you, although our methodologies can work with real estate agents, mortgage brokers, lawyers, accountants, we don't work with them. I have no interest in doing so. And that's one of the biggest things that brings people to us, because they're like, oh my God, I've talked to other business coaches and different things, but like, you guys specialize in our space. Like, you understand us. I'm like, yeah, like I'm one of you. I understand this. I've been doing this for a long time. So specialize, make the messaging all about them. Okay. That's the third point. Fourth is be consistently visible. Here's what I mean by this. The way the world works now, when I say the world, I mean the internet, when it comes to marketing, is that's really the platform most of us are using. Direct mail is amazing. I'll save that for another video. But for the most part, everyone's using the internet, right? A lot of competition, a lot of noise, and the algorithms, be it on Google or Facebook, are basically rewarding brands that have big authority already. So I'm not going to talk about Google, right? Google, PPC, SEO, search, all that kind of stuff. I'll keep that to the side for a second. I want to talk about Facebook and why this is important with your marketing. You can't just post something on Facebook or even Instagram, because Instagram is owned by Facebook, and expect a huge amount of eyeballs to see it. And that's because over the past 10 years, the reach organically of anything you post on Facebook has now dropped to 2%. That means if you have 1,000 followers, 20 people or less will see your stuff. You can't be visible if no one can see your stuff. The number one currency that we are all dealing with now, it's not Bitcoin and it's not dollars and it's not gold, it's attention. Where attention goes, money flows. Now, if people pay attention to you because they see you, they will inherently think you are the best option for them. It's a weird psychological bias that humans have. It's also one of the reasons why many presidents get elected, simply because they get more attention on the media, as an example. And it makes no sense, but it's reality. So being visible is very important. So what does that mean? What does visibility look like? Well, it means don't send your email list, your database, one email a month, because like they won't even know who you are if they see you once a month. You have to be adding value. We're not talking about like spamming them or putting promotions in front of them all the time. I'm talking about it to be visible in front of someone. You have to add valuable content to them. And if you're like most practitioners, you probably love teaching and sharing your knowledge. And there is no better way to do that. That's called marketing, right? The only difference between marketing and delivering care to your patients is delivering care to your patients happens after they've given you money. And yes, there's obviously some, HIPAA compliance and privacy stuff, but generally you can share a lot of your best knowledge or teachings, not protocols, but just general knowledge for free on the internet or elsewhere. And that's called marketing. So that's the beautiful thing is if you just want to teach, that's marketing. So the importance of this is, if you've got valuable stuff to share with people, get in front of them more often. Send your email list an email once, twice a week. Be visible, be valuable on Facebook. If no one's going to see your stuff organically, then be willing to put some money behind it if it makes sense and you have the right kind of pipeline or funnel to show that. So, $15, $20, $30 a day to put that type of message in front of more people in your area so they see it and they're more likely to choose you when they're ready to take action. But if no one knows who you are, then don't expect people to come into your clinic other than through walk-ins or word of mouth, which are fine, but you can't build a business reliably and predictably with stuff that's out of your control. So you can control to some degree how visible you are in terms of the type of stuff you put out there and your willingness to pay to play. The willingness to say, you know what, okay, Facebook's not going to show anything I post for the most part, so I'm going to put a couple bucks behind this so more people see it. And hey, you know what? If it's leading to patient appointments, maybe I'll put some more money behind it. And this is a very fundamental thing you have to be willing to do in business, is you have to be willing to pay to play. You think about how absurd this is. A lot of practitioners, they'll spend thousands, in some cases tens of thousands of dollars a month in lease for their office, thousands on equipment, insurance, team, all that stuff. And then when it comes to marketing, they don't want to spend anything. I'm like, are you crazy? It's the lifeblood of your business that will make everything else easy to cover, easy to pay for. Like in our business, there is no marketing budget. There is no budget. My budget is, please, Facebook, spend as much of my money as you humanly can. Because we know that for every dollar we spend, depending on the week, we get anywhere from 3 to 10 times return on that. Why would I not go crazy? And if you can't do that because you run into what I call the capacity ceiling, which is your practice is full, that's a problem. I mean, congratulations, but it's also a problem. I'll save the full practice fallacy for another day. However, it's important to be willing to pay to play to get your message out there. If you need more patients, if you want to grow your practice, you have to make spending money for marketing an essential part of your business. It just has to be there, okay? And the fifth tip for marketing your chiropractic business, your practice, is share less of what you know and more of what you believe. This is super important. Go beyond like the 5 best stretches for tight hamstrings. 3 ways to stretch your neck while sitting at your desk. Like all that type of content is nice, it's helpful, but there's no connection to that. And humans do business with other humans. So yes, produce that stuff, share that stuff if it makes sense for you, but you got to share your beliefs. You have to draw a line in the sand and say, this, as a chiropractor, as a professional, as a human, here's what I believe to be true. Here's what I stand for. Here's what I stand against. You're going to polarize people. You might piss them off. You're going to piss some people off. But what happens is when you start sharing this type of philosophy, is you start attracting people who agree with you. Let me give you a very clear example. In the United States, I'm Canadian, so this is a little bit less of an issue up here. In the United States, you have Democrats and Republicans. And as far as I'm concerned, they're all Americans, but apparently there's a very big contrast amongst Americans, whether they're Democrat or Republican. What's the difference? Their philosophical worldview. That's it, right? So when you have a candidate running as a Republican, most Republicans go that way. And for Democrats, they go that way. So think of yourself as probably not the best example, not a politician, because I don't think it's a great example, but hopefully you get what I'm saying, is share your philosophy, share what you believe to be true. How do you approach health? How do you approach teaching your patients? How do you approach treating pain? How do you approach doing whatever it is you do? What do you believe in? What do you believe against? Share that, spread that message, because I promise you, when push comes to shove and someone's like, there's 4 chiropractic offices within a mile of my house, why would I choose you? Oh, I resonate with that thing you talk about. I resonate with that belief system, right? Super important. And I'll tell you this, like very, very, very few health professionals are willing to do this because it puts them outside the box a little bit. It's uncomfortable, right? I'm very opinionated. If you watch any of my videos, you'll get very clear about that. And that's because I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm not going to try to be liked by everyone. I don't care about that. Like that game is, if you can live life in a way where you don't care what other people think and you share your truth, you win. You win because you're going to help more people. You're going to share your awesomeness, and the right people will be attracted into your business. And that's what marketing is all about. Does that make sense? So those are the 5 hot tips to help your marketing, to help your business grow. And if you've enjoyed this, then give it a share, give it a thumbs up below. And most importantly, if you'd like our help to take things to the next level with your business, with your marketing, then we'd be delighted to help you do so. Before I mention what I'm about to mention, I want to be very clear that we only work with health practitioners who are willing to take the reins of their business and their marketing. We're not an agency. We don't do the work for you. If you're looking for that, you can find it somewhere else and hope for the best. But if you want the best in the world to help you master the fundamental skills of your business to have explosive growth, then look no further. And the way we start this process is through something we call a practice growth session. It's essentially a consult that we offer you for free. And it's our way of looking at where are you right now? Where do you want to go? What are you doing? What's working? What isn't? And putting together a game plan that will work for your specific situation. This call is completely free, and the reason we offer it for free is because we don't know each other. We want to build a bit of a relationship with you. And if you like what we put together and you like our help to help you install this game plan in your business, then we can talk about what the next steps look like beyond that. But if not, it's all good. We part as friends, and at least you have a lot more clarity about how to move your business forward. Sound good? So if you'd like that, go ahead, click the link below this video. Do that right now. Limited spots are available. And go ahead if you find what I'm talking about here to make sense. Book in your free practice growth session right now. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully you've gotten some really valuable insights from it. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much.